Hi everybody, Jason D Varga here. I decided to pre-record this instead of doing it as a live because when I tend to do lives I get distracted by the comments and looking at the comments coming up, and I tend to digress a lot. So I wanted to get my thoughts out fairly succinctly and clear. I'm only going to touch on scams briefly because I think the post that I put up yesterday has a quite lengthy and informative discussion about it. Basically, it came up because I have had a number of people either referred to me or come to me for help saying that a psychic or a medium has told them that they have either been cursed or they have signed a deal with the devil. Now, that said, when they've informed the client, they've then told the client that for a price they can help them overcome that, or through ongoing healing they can help them overcome that. This is a straight up scam, period. It's saying that people have signed a deal with the devil in a past life is a straight up scam. The first thing I would be asking the person is, oh yes, which devil? Because I guarantee you 99% of the people that are saying this to people are coming from the Christian version of the devil. Okay. That said, if in any of the law on the Christian version of the devil, if you sign a contract or a deal with the devil, it is for your eternal soul. And once you pass from the physical, your eternal soul is damned. It is in purgatory forever. There is no escape. So A, how can you be here having another physical experience if your soul was damned eternally? B, if they're coming from the Christian standpoint of the devil, the past lives and reincarnation don't really gel with that belief system. A lot of these people that are saying this don't really do their homework. It's just a straight up scare tactic, fear-mongering scam to milk you off your hard-earned cash. If anyone says something like that to you, question it. Or get a second opinion. If a doctor says to you that you have something seriously wrong with you, you go to a specialist, you get a second opinion. If a psychic or a medium, or what's popular at the moment is a shaman, tells you that you are, that you have this going on, go get a second opinion. Go to someone that's respected and trusted and that will give you the heads up or give you the truth. Okay, so it's a straight up scam, period. That said, shamanism. Shamanism, anyone can practice shamanism rituals or techniques, but a lot of people are calling themselves shaman. Now, it's in my opinion that you should not call yourself a shaman unless you were born and raised to be a shaman and gone through all the correct rites of passage that are needed, and the teachings and all the rest of it. Shaman are raised from a young age to fulfill that duty. And there's a lot of people out there calling themselves shaman. They may be using shamanistic rituals or techniques or modalities, but they're not. Technically, they aren't a shaman. I can fix a car pretty good, but I wouldn't call myself a mechanic. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of flavors of the month. Shamanism is one of them at the moment. Just be careful of people that tend to stick with these what's popular at the time. This is who I am at the time. We all go through a lot of changes in our lives, and we move on from one thing to the next. But the ones that are doing the what's popular at the time, how can I get as many people in as I can? I'd question those people. Okay. Given that also in the psychic industry, there's a lot of emphasis on love and light, love and light, love and light. Everything should come from love and light. Yin yang. You cannot have one without the other. There has to be balance. A lot of people are fearful when you mention the word ritual or magic even. Not in the stage magic context, but in the energetic magic context. A lot of people get fearful because it's dark, it's dark. It's not dark. It's not light. There's no such thing as white magic or dark magic. That's in the heart of the practitioner, or in the intent of the practitioner at the time. Even practitioners that come from a place of love and light sometimes inadvertently put out their intent when they're in a bad place or they're angry. Is that dark magic? Is it just them being human and making a dreadful mistake and then having to fix that mistake or suffer the karmic retribution? So left-hand path, right-hand path, light, dark, one can't exist without the other. You cannot constantly from a place of love and light 24/7, every minute of your life. There has to be shadows. There has to be the dark. You cannot have one without the other. Okay. Given that, I'm talking about magic, and I won't get into the semantics of magic, because everyone has their own interpretation of what magic is. Okay. Basically, from my opinion, from my experience, even science is sort of, coming to terms with it now with quantum mechanics, that everything is energy. Everything. Everything. We are all connected to and by that energy. Okay. So whether you're using high magic, whether you're using ritual, whether you're using thaumaturgy, whether you're simply doing some energy work, Reiki, Sekhem, if you're simply manifesting or you're meditating, you're doing magic. Okay, that is magic. That is the magic of energy and life. If it is your intent to alter or change your reality or the outside world with your pure will, then you are doing magic. That is magic. Okay? But magic has been dumbed down a lot over the years. And, this comes from some of the, and I know people will take offense at this, but the airy-fairy, love and light, it has dumbed down the basic energy, magic that we all can use, okay? From the early age, let's take a prime example. From the early ages, of the, let's go, shaman, or the wise person, the wise woman, or the wise man of the tribe, or whatever you want to call that role, the wizard, whatever you want to call the role, okay? From the early ages, right up until the 60s, 70s, it wasn't uncommon for people to be really connecting with the energies around them and really altering and affecting the energies around them. Magic seems to have, on a commercial level, had a bit of a rise. Oh, everyone's into magic. Everyone, is a witch, or is this, or is that, it seems to be gaining more popularity, but at the same time, it's been dumbed down. Ever since the 80s and the conformity, and political correctness and the do's and don'ts and the body shaming and all that sort of stuff, magic has been dumbed down. Up until the 70s, it probably wasn't uncommon that you could go out into a forest at night and find people doing a ritual sky-clad under the moon, and really connecting with the energies, and because they didn't have any of those materialistic trappings. They were connecting with nature, they were connecting with Mother Earth, they were connecting with the energies around them. These days, if you were in the privacy of your own backyard doing something sky-clad, and the neighbours saw you, you'd be reported for indecent exposure or something, So, the true essence of magic and that connection, I feel, has been lost. A lot of people don't understand this. They tend to go through the rituals. Oh yes, the book tells me to do this, it tells me to do this, it tells me to do this. Yeah, okay, I've done that. And it didn't work. There has to be the belief in it. There has to be the connection. You have to make that connection. Your intent and your will has to be focused. I was going to say pure, okay? But again, that's, coming from the love and light sort of part. Yes, it has to be pure, but more importantly, it has to be focused. And the best way to focus is practice. Practice your craft. Magic is a craft. Which craft? And if you're simply meditating, you're using witchcraft. In technical terms, or in dictionary definitions. If you are a medium, if you are doing trance mediumship, you are still using magic. You are using a modality which is an art. It is a craft. And any craft or art has to be practiced. It has to be second nature, but not second nature that you can go through it without thinking. Second nature that you can perform the task as it should be performed, but at the same time with that highly focused intent. And this is where meditation and hypnosis or self-hypnosis, go hand in hand with all of this, because it puts you in that highly focused state and that altered state where you can really, really tap in to your subconscious, you can tap in to the energies of life, and you can really focus. I hope all that made sense. I'm just trying to, get a few thoughts out of things that have popped up over the last week or so, and, various people in the psychic and the healing industries and the mediumship industries that, all have their different opinions. And I'm not saying my opinion is right. I'm coming just from my own perspective and my own reality. But there seems to be a lot of infighting on, you should do this or you should do that, or this isn't right, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's all, a lot of it's semantics a lot of the time. There's loss in communication. And a lot of the time, some of these so-called healers, unfortunately, are just the scam artists. If anyone tells you you signed a deal with the devil, ask them which belief system are they coming from. Read, educate yourself. I think I have, religious texts from a dozen different religions, and I've read them all thoroughly, and, I'm the magpie of magic. I take what works from each culture for me because it works for me, that it might not work for everyone. But yeah, ask them what belief system are they using, what devil are they talking about, and you'll generally find their jaw drop. Unfortunately, a lot of these people are not. A lot of them have no idea about the psychology behind things as well. So look at the psychology behind stuff. If someone is a psychic or a medium, but they also have counselling training, or at least some indication of they know some psychology as well, that they know when they're out of their depth, instead of, being confronted by a person that may be just having a slight psychological block or problem, and then immediately jumping to, you have an attachment, you've signed a deal with the devil in a past life. A lot of people, these people are out of their depth, and when it gets too hard with the client, they drop them. They say, I can't work with you anymore, you're too strong for me. They've caused a problem in the person, or they've reinforced the problem, and now they're showing them the door. To me, that is not being a healer. That is not caring for your client. That is just being a scam artist until it, they like taking the money until it all gets too hard, unfortunately. And there are those out there. And myself and a few others have tried to out as many as we can, and we will continue to do so, and I will not apologise for that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, found it a little bit informative. Please watch it all the way through and really think about it. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for listening.